Okay, here's the pump out of the 2007. The short side overall length there is about 11.5 inches. This thing is a little different than I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to tear it apart and see what's up. Okay, that pickup filter points straight up when the little yellow cap on top is straight up. So both of those point the same direction. Had to disconnect the wiring right there, and I had to slip off this little fuel gauge thing. Now I got to get this round plastic deal right here that has 3 little notch catches and slide it off, and the pump should come out. I don't know, boy, it's just kind of tight. I don't know. There's a pump out of that damn tank. Good luck getting this thing back together. I can see why Polaris doesn't want you to service these things. That was really kind of difficult, getting all that stuff to come out, knowing what to take apart and when and how to. Yeah, that's different. Anyway, there's that little pump. All the replacement pumps that I've seen had the filter, you know, 50% each way right in the center. This one runs off to the side, so I don't know. I'm a little bit worried that maybe this 2007, the pump, I just don't know. Anyway, I got it all apart. Tomorrow I'll run in and lay this on the counter and see what I can come up with. Well, here's the pump I decided. The one on the left there, that is a Carter P72118. I don't know what the hell it goes to, but as you can see, it's really close to the same size. All that stuff on top is the same. The only difference being is the pins where the wiring plugs in right there are a little bit different. I did have to take and file on those a little bit to get the stock Polaris female to fit over those and hook up, and I think that's going to work really good. The other difference is the filter. As you can see on the Polaris pump, that filter runs off to the side, and this bottom is quite a bit different than this side. So what I had to do, okay, I'm going to use this. I think this filter is going to work, but even being that that pump is right up against the edge of the tank, this thing right here bends pretty good. So I think I can squeeze that in there using this filter. Now, I had to alter the bottom of this a whole lot. In other words, previously it was made to fit this, and there's a couple little rubber dealies went in there where it sit on the bottom of the tank and that kind of stuff. I had to alter this a lot in order to get it to fit this pump. And being that the filter is different and stuff, I had to make a little spacer that fits into this guy that shoves the pump tight up into this flange. If you look in there, you'll see some little bumps. That pump slides in there and hits against that flange in there, and that's what makes it correct to fit into the connection above it. So this little filter sits on, or this little spacer sits on right here, and then this thing runs on and snaps, holding the pump in place, and then the filter will go on. Now, like I said, I'm a little bit worried about this filter. I don't know. I just don't know yet. Now, when I ordered this pump from Amazon, I checked it out downtown and found the right pump. And when I ordered this pump from Amazon, the picture showed this filter cut off right here. Well, anyway, this is the filter I got with it. So apparently the picture was wrong. If I'd have known that, I'd have bought the pump downtown. I wouldn't have went to Amazon like I did. I thought I was getting a little better deal on the filter there. So that's kind of where I'm at. I had to file, like I said, I had to file the pins on the pump. I had to file these pins just a little bit on the sides so they would fit this connector. This is the stock Polaris connector. Now, I think that's going to be just fine, but I don't have any way of locking the connector to this pump like it did on the stock pump. On the stock pump, it slipped down in this guy and it locked into this plastic housing right here. I don't think it'll work loose. And I don't know about, electricity and gasoline and sparks. I just don't know. Maybe I'll blow myself to hell. I don't know. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm getting ready to stick this thing all back together. And, that thing plugs right into there and yada, yada, yada. So, anyway, this was the closest pump to the size of this Polaris pump that I could find. I looked all over hell. I searched and searched on the internet. I went into the Polaris forums. I went everywhere. Now, there were some other pumps that were mentioned. But anyway, on the forums, a lot of the Polaris pump repair stuff is for 700s and stuff. This is a 500. Quite a bit different. And it's all enclosed in this plastic crap. So, I don't know. I don't know what Polaris' thinking was when they build crap like this. This has to be a money deal. There's no reason in the world that they could not have a replacement pump for this thing right here. Even though it was a little difficult to first take apart because I didn't know what I was doing, but once you take it apart and fool with it, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you could change that. Once you had the tank out, you could change that pump in 30 minutes if you had the proper pump. None of this crap would have to happen. All this chiseling and filing and sawing and all that crap. Anyway, going to put this thing back together and see how it goes. All right, I'm getting this thing assembled. I just put the pump in this plastic housing. It's held on right here by these little snap catches. I had to modify the whole bottom of this plastic from the original stock configuration to fit this pump. And I hogged all that stuff out so that this filter will work on there. I'm not going to put the filter on until the last thing. Now this thing slips up into this housing here. Power plugs in and the nipple slips into this receiver. If you're ever doing this, don't forget this little spacer. That little spacer goes right on that nipple right there. And it keeps that, there's a little rubber grommet right here. Keeps that rubber grommet from popping out. That's all I can see. I don't see what else it would do. I think that's what it's for. But the pain in the butt is this god dang gas gauge. I bought this thing brand new in 2007. That damn thing has never worked. So here a couple years ago, I jerked it out, took the float off, did all that, and took a piece of monofilament and tied the thing on the full position. And that worked really great. The gas gauge just shows full all the time and it ain't blinking and doing all that weird stuff. But that's a piece of junk. And it's a kind of a really hard deal getting that thing integrated back in. It slides in these little grooves here. It's a pain in the butt. Anyway, I'm getting ready to put this back together. And anyway, that's where I'm at. There's the Polaris, the 2007 Polaris fuel assembly, and this has got the Carter pump in it. I'm having a really difficult time trying to get this filter snapped on this end right here. I'm going to open this up a little more right in here. I think this little plastic ridge is hitting right there. It's got to be on there good and tight, because when you snake this thing into the tank, if you bump this thing and it pops off, you're not going to know it. So I want to get it on there really tight, and it fits just about like that. That's how it fits. Now, I don't know. This may be a problem. It may pop off putting it in. I have no idea. I'm just going to mess with it. But anyway, this is the assembly with the Carter pump in it. Everything fits really good. The wiring harness fits. Everything worked really good. Gas gauge there is a piece of crap. I got it wired full, see that? Anyway, all I gotta do is get this filter on and get it to stay, and then it goes back in the tank. I got this, I got that filter on, I got that sock on. That's a real chore. Because when this thing goes into the tank, this is going to bend up right here. Because it's so close to that tank wall. Boy, it would be nice if you had a filter that was cut off right here. And there may be one around, but I was going to see if I can make this work. That's going to bend up. So I think I'm okay, but getting it to stay on was really hard. I had to work on it a lot. Yeah, that number, that's a Carter P72118. Now, the specs on this thing shows it at 50 psi. Polaris wants 39 at the injector, so I'm thinking that the regulator will handle that. 50 to me is not that far out of line, I don't think. So I don't know if this thing's going to work or not. It's totally up in the air, but this beats the hell out of $700 for a new tank. So right now I got like 71 bucks invested in my time. If everything goes good, this thing should work, right? Well, we'll see. All right, there's the unit back in the tank, back in the quad. Now, like I said earlier, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I don't know if the damn thing's going to blow up when I started it. But anyway, fired it up. Let me move around here. You look at the tack there. Earlier, that thing was crapping out about between 3,500 and 4,000 RPM. It just wouldn't go any higher, period. Now it runs right up there. Yeah, it'll crank 6,000 now. That's about where it goes. Anyway, that sure beats the hell. $71 deal versus $650 plus sales tax crap from the dealer downtown. Anyway, I'm really happy with how it turned out.